Let me double check.
We are live.
Excellent.
And in case there's any audio sync problem. No, so I have a spike.
Yeah, no, I gathered. It's, that's clever, I like that.
Well, I don't have a clapboard.
Yeah.
Oh, who was I talking to? I was talking to... Oh, it was somebody in one of the Patreon groups I'm in that we talk about stuff. And she's like, oh yeah, well when I record, what I do is I do 3 claps. And I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. It's just something I do. I'm like, no, all you need is 1. You want to sync up the clap to a single audio spike. It makes it easy to find and it makes it easy to sync. Oh, that would be easier.
Good, Mart. I like tacos.
I like burritos. Dark Curse is there. Mythal is there.
I was telling Dave about the IG 2000s.
Oh man, that thing looks amazing.
I am a little bit frightened, to be perfectly honest. I have no compunctions about saying otherwise.
Yeah, that thing is, like, I'm looking forward to the first list that uses, like, all 3, as many of them as I can. Because I think you can get
4.
Well, yeah, but the point cost is so high that for a 100-point list, there's no way you can get all 4 in.
Yeah.
Especially not with any upgrades. For an Epic game, though, that would be unreal. Just a fully kitted out list of 4 with the IG-88 chips.
Yeah, A through D. That would just be horror.
Oh, man.
Wait, is that out?
Yes.
Okay, that's replacement. Okay.
Yeah, it's because any corner can touch
Got it.
the beginning part. And then it's all the other ships have to be within, I think, range 1. So.
I always kind of hoped that they would do BSG this way.
Battlestar Galactica, man.
They might yet.
Just making sure I heard you right.
No, it's not Battlefleet Gothic.
Did I tell you that I actually now have Battlefleet Gothic stuff?
I saw you had the Blackstone Fortress.
No, I mean I actually have like the starter set.
Oh, nice.
I was talking to Cameron about it because
It's an amazing game.
I got it for $50.
From who? Who was stupid enough to sell it to you for $50?
Hey, remember that guy who sold me all that Tyranid stuff for $50?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Because he threw it in. He was like, you want it? I'm like, okay. He's like, it's in there.
That's a $250 game.
I wasn't going to argue.
I understand that.
What part of I'm not going to argue that you're not getting? No, okay.
Yes, I love this.
Okay, so let's see here. I forgot. Can I measure when setting up formations, or do I have to eyeball that too?
You can. I mean, you got to measure it within space of 1, I think. So.
No, I'm talking about like can I use like a template to measure to space them out?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Okay, cool.
Is that a laser level?
Yeah, basically. It's got a point, and the other side is the line. But I saw somebody they had like a laser level on a stick that they would put up like this and like tweak around. I'm just like, this works just fine. So, because it's, especially when we've got Dave here with, the dozen plus TIE fighters, getting the range ruler in between all those. I mean, getting that in with just, 5 ships or 6 ships in an area is a pain. So, getting it within a really tiny spot is nearly impossible. So I figured that would be a good way to work out angles, if nothing else.
Yeah. It's clever.
Plus, it's magnetic.
Oh.
Well, that's why it's not. Because my multi-tool worked its way to the back. But,
Nice.
You said I can go anything up to the edge, right? Or do they all have to be in the two?
I think they have to be within the first range.
Oh, they all have to be in the first range?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, crud. This is going to be interesting. How much can I squeeze them in?
Well, you can go out a little further because it's a wider map.
I know. I just need to make sure I got enough room. Oh, you can. Last time we played this, we were using the music, but we can't now because it's all registered and the copyright picks it up with like a freaking heartbeat.
I have you now.
Oh my god, I got fly TIE fighters. That's great.
I know. I went into this. I had like this whole strategy like set up, and then I'm like, I forgot what my strategy is.
67 TIE fighters. Just no strategy.
I have to remind myself of the maneuvers that my guys are capable of. Because I'm probably going to trip over myself a little bit, because it's A, been a while since I played last, and B, I'm using ships that I haven't used before very much, like the Z95s, which are great ships, a nice counter to the
Okay. I think that's.
TIE fighters.
All right.
Were they in the original trilogy at all?
The Z95s? No. The,
Because I know they were in the Clone Troopers, like the proto one.
All right. So dials. Oh, actually, we should go over what we actually have here, shouldn't we?
okay.
All right, so we're doing X-Wing miniatures. This is a 300-point game. I am playing against actually a close personal friend of mine, Cameron, who we played before, and I thoroughly beat him.
Oh, yeah.
I thoroughly beat him using TIE spam. And no, actually, I actually had some TIE interceptors,
Yeah, but
aces last time.
You were working on the numbers game.
Yeah.
For you.
So we did that. What my forces are going to be for this game is I have 5 Black Squadron pilots, all with Predator and stealth devices. Predator gives me, when attacking, you may reroll 1 attack die. If the defender's pilot skill is a value of 2 or lower, you may instead reroll 2 attack dice. And then stealth device, which gives me an extra defense die. I have Night Beast, Dark Curse, Mauler Mythal, and Howl Runner, using standard Howl Runner tactics. And those are the rest of my TIE fighters, which are spread throughout the board. I've got 2 TIE Interceptor Aces. I'm using Kur-Kanos and Karnor Jax. Karnor Jax is going to be the little blue one over here. Actually, I just want to make one quick modification. Okay. Karnor Jax is there. Kur-Kanos is over here. Karnor Jax is over there. And then the TIE Defender hanging out in the back. We'll just call him the commander for the rest of this era. Is going to be Rexler Brath, who gets to flip over cards and turns them all face up. Cameron, you want to go over your list?
All right. So the first thing I have here is the CR-90 Corellian Corvette, which has been given the title Dodonna's Pride, which lets me coordinate actions that I can spread out actions to my other ships. There's a bunch of upgrades on it in general. The big thing is it's got Ramus Antilles on board, and it's got 2 quad laser cannons and a turbo laser, which this time around isn't going to be too helpful for me because Dave's got a lot of really agile ships. If he had worked in the VT-49 Decimator or some of the TIE bombers, it would have just demolished them. The X-Wing squadron I have over here is the classic X-Wing squadron of Luke, Wedge, and Biggs, with Biggs set up to draw fire, while Luke will take critical hits off Biggs and put it onto his shields, which he can regenerate with R2-D2. The other three fighter squadron over here is a bunch of Z95s. They're Talon Squadron pilots with assault missiles and munitions fail-safes, led by Lieutenant Blount with marksmanship and assault missiles. The assault missiles are primarily designed as a counter against Dave's big TIE fighter swarm, because they have a special rule where when they hit, every other fighter within range 1 takes 1 damage. Now, Dave's got those stealth devices, which are really nasty, but they go away on a hit, and that's where Lieutenant Blount comes in. His special ability is when attacking, the defender is hit by your attack, even if he does not suffer any damage. So, on a hit, I knock out stealth device, so even if the Z95 doesn't do any damage to the TIE fighter, even if Dave gets all, evades, and I get effectively no hits, I don't do damage, but I take the stealth device off. So he's going to be the real danger for Dave right now, especially with those assault missiles, which work on a hit and do automatic damage to anything within range 1 of the original target. So it's a little bit of a gamble. I've got three fairly tricked out Z95s and 3 fairly tricked out X-Wings, plus the massive, massive point sink that is the Corellian Corvette. Whereas Dave just has lots and lots of numbers. He has actually precisely 12 fighters out there.
I do.
So this is going to be interesting. I have half as many fighters, and I'm hoping that this will make up for the other.
Now I gotta ask, what does the failsafe thing do? Because I don't know what that does.
The munitions failsafe is that if I miss with the missiles, if effectively I don't get any hits, the missiles don't fire. And so I hang on to them to the next round so I can try and fire them again.
No! Oh, that's gonna suck so much.
It's a 1-point upgrade, which really makes the munitions a lot better overall.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, I've grown to like it. It's pretty good. It's a basic upgrade.
At one point, it really makes the missiles.
Yeah, and it works
much more.
it's really great for the bombers, like the Y-Wing and the TIE Bomber, because it works for every munition in the stack with just that 1-point upgrade. It won't work with bombs, of course, because the bombs just get plopped down.
Right.
But missiles and torpedoes will stay in your magazine until they actually get fired off. Now, I actually didn't put that on Lieutenant Blanc because he always counts as having hit the target, so
There's no point in it.
there's no point in it. So I gave him marksmanship instead, so that when he does get the hit, because it says when attacking, you can change one of your focus icons into a critical hit result, and every other focus icon into a hit result. So it's like he always has focus, but it's extra focus, but it's its own action. So. The other thing is that this is my first time using the CR90, so I'm going to be flipping in between the book and everything. But one of the actions that it gets is coordinate. And with the coordinate action, I choose another friendly ship at range 1 to 2, and that ship may perform itself another free action.
Oh, Lord.
And with the Ramus Antilles, I can, sorry, not Ramus Antilles, with Dodonna's Pride, I can choose 2 ships that can do that. And I have on here a comms booster, which is, okay, it's a little different. Spend 1 energy to remove all stress tokens from a friendly ship at range 1 to 3, then assign 1 focus token to that ship. So this is more than just, raw firepower. It's boosting the effectiveness of every other ship I have. The problem is, because of the way this ship moves and the way all the other fighters move, is I want to keep them close, but I can't keep them too close because then I run the risk of running myself over. And any ship that runs into this one gets just completely destroyed, at least on the fighter scale.
Okay. One thing I actually did forget to mention, I have a heavy laser cannon and ion pulse missiles on the TIE Defender. Also, card not shown is the TIE Interceptors also have auto thrusters, which gives me I can turn a blank into an evade at range 2 or better. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that being said, the heavy breathing and yawning that you're hearing in the background is Matthias, co-creator of Rampaging Jotun. So, plug. All right, so moving along, I think it's time for dials.
Okay.
So
now, the way that the big ship works is that it doesn't really have its pilot score only really matters for larger ships. So basically, we do the movement for all the smaller ships first, and then this does its movement. I still put the dial down at the same time.
right.
And I have to just check. I'm not sure if it starts with energy or not.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to start setting my dials. Beep. Pew, pew, pew.
Let's see here.
I'm sure all of you guys are actually seeing me move my dials around, so you guys all know what I'm going to be doing. The key is he has no clue.
Let's see. Large ship. There's the huge ship section here.
Why is that look black?
What's it?
They didn't paint one of the tire rooms.
I guess.
Are you talking this one over here?
Yeah.
No, he's actually fully painted.
No, on the inside. It's not painted at all.
Oh.
It's just weird.
I don't know. Hey, now you're dumb. Alright, I'm all set.
Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna be, because knowing if this thing starts with energy or not is kind of a big deal. I don't think it, I remember in like one version of the Epic Play it does, but
It's not a problem. Here, I can just shut it off.